Hi guys, it has been a minute and I am currently rushing to get ready for dinner tonight. I literally have 20 minutes to get ready, which I think is enough time. Let me just catch you guys up on where I've been ever since my last vlog. So as you will have seen, I went to Palestine for over 2 weeks, so go check out that vlog. My hot girl summer is coming to an end. Our travels have finally basically come to a close. We have a few more probably in-state travels coming up for weddings and stuff. If you guys are craving to get into a consistent routine and want a buddy to do so with, then stick around for my next few videos because I am just literally so motivated and determined to get into a very good routine, and I'm just tired of feeling like I'm all over the place, to be honest. Our travels back from Palestine were just literally the worst, one of the worst travel experiences ever, and I thought I would just share it on here because just so people can have some insight on what we experienced, and just to know to never fly with Air Canada, because basically what was supposed to be a one-day travel, maybe 15 hours of travel, literally became double. Our first flight from Palestine to Toronto got delayed, which caused us to miss our flight to Cleveland, which is our intended final destination. So literally the morning of our first flight, while we were still in Palestine, we spent an hour on the phone with Air Canada trying to figure out the next moves, and so we came up with a plan to fly to Pittsburgh because all the other flights to Cleveland were going to be the next day and we wanted to get home that night. Basically, there's just a lot of issues with our flight getting switched without our knowledge, and customer service just being so useless, unsympathetic, disrespectful, etc. I've never felt just so ignored. The ladies from Air Canada when we were in Toronto were saying there's absolutely nothing we can do, you should have known that you're not on this flight tonight, you have to wait until tomorrow to fly to Pittsburgh, and it's we don't even want to go to Pittsburgh because we were gonna fly to Pittsburgh, rent a car, drive to Cleveland. They would not let us speak with their manager. They were coming up with some BS that the manager is not here, you cannot speak to a manager, and then they wouldn't even give us their name to reference, and I was okay, well, if you don't want to do your job, at least give me your name so that I can keep reference of who you are. And they literally gaslit us and made us feel like a Karen when we're just not. We were just literally trying to get home and be listened to. And then our luggage literally took 3 to 4 days to come. I am just so happy to be home. We basically got back home. Well, I'm not home yet. I'm still in Cleveland because I have to explain why I'm still here. We got back home on Tuesday morning, and it's now the next Monday. We originally flew out of Cleveland because we had to drop our cat off to be babysat by my family while we were gone. If you would have watched my Palestine vlog, you would have seen that it was a really good time, but I was getting a little homesick towards the end. I was just really missing my cat, honestly, and I don't know why, but when we were there, I had this kind of gut feeling that something was wrong. And I think it also had to do with the fact that my family wasn't sending as many updates via text message, pictures or anything like that. Just being away from her for 2 weeks, I was really missing her. If you don't know, we have a little gray kitty. Her name is Persia. She's a year old, but she's so small. She honestly still looks like a kitten. But once we got home, my older sister picked Salah and I up from the airport, and I just wanted to see how Persia was. So I asked how's Persia doing? And that's when my sister let me know about what happened. So basically, she got major open abdominal surgery. She literally almost died. It's just such a long story, but my parents were literally so devastated. They were making so much dua for her and took such good care of her, and I'm so grateful for my whole family. They took such good care of her. One of the nights, she just started throwing up a lot more than usual. Like, she doesn't throw up in general. Then she like was not eating, she was not having bowel movements, etc. And it had gone on for like 2 days. Like, when an animal just like does not eat for a while, obviously like a human, they just get really tired and like they're not themselves. So my younger sister took her to one of the vets, and the vet just gave her some like nausea medication. Like, they said nothing was wrong, everything's fine, blah blah blah. So they took her home, and still she was like throwing up. And my brother-in-law Yusuf like lifted her at one point to kind of feel like her tummy. As he was holding her, apparently she like projectile vomited, and so that's when everyone was like, okay, this is serious, like there's something wrong. I think the next day my mom and dad took her to like the emergency vet, ER, and they waited there for like 5 hours. And I just feel so bad that they had to go through that. I mean, for me, I'm just such an emotionally driven person, and when it comes to like people or animals that I love, like I would have been just such a wreck. Everything happens for a reason that I wasn't here, even though I feel so guilty that she was sick and going through all this without me. Like, I don't know if I would have been able to handle it. This new vet, they take her back and they run some tests, and at first they're saying like she could have leukemia, she could have kidney failure, like all these things that are like worrying the crap out of my parents. But then they finally do an x-ray and they see that there's like something in her small intestine. It's like a blockage. So she had a small bowel obstruction. They don't know what it was at this point. So the vet goes to my parents and is like, good news and bad news, you know, she has this bowel obstruction, she's going to need surgery. That's like, it'll be fixed after the surgery. So they were just so happy that it wasn't anything, you know, there's no cure, like she's going to die, like at least there was a solution. So that night she like got this surgery, stayed overnight. So, and even the night before she stayed in the ICU, and that's when they like ran all these tests. So she was away for 2 nights. So the doctor after the surgery calls my family and is like, okay, surgery went well, blah blah blah, you can come pick her up at this time. And of course my family is wondering like, so what was it? Like, what did she swallow? And the doctor goes, I think it's some bathroom trash, and they send a picture, which I will insert on the screen. My family's initial thought was like, oh my god, like this is a tampon. She swallowed a tampon. And so all the women in my family are like, no, whose cycle was when? Like, who didn't dispose properly? Why the heck did she swallow a tampon? So all these thoughts are going through their mind, but then they finally realized it was not a tampon. It was a small mouse. Not a live mouse, like a toy mouse. We have like a few of those that like come in a pack, and like before we even left for Palestine, I was playing that little mouse with her. She loves them. She loves things that just like slide across the floor so she could chase it. I guess one day, no one knows how, when, where this happened, but she was playing so intensely that she literally swallowed this mouse, and it caused her bowel, like her intestine was obstructed. She couldn't swallow, or not swallow, but like she couldn't process the food in her. So everything that was supposed to like go out from the bottom came up from the top. So that's why she was throwing up. That's why she wasn't eating and she had no poops. So that happened like 2 weeks ago. And ever since then, she's been wearing this cone, which is so cute, honestly, and kind of funny. They originally gave her one of those like typical like plastic, really uncomfortable cones, but she hated it. But the good news is that alhamdulillah, she is fine. She is recovering. She's basically like literally her normal self. I wanted to be home by this point. I had to stay here for her checkup appointment, which was today, and I'm planning to go home tomorrow. I've just been like really inspired and motivated, but I haven't been able to act upon that. I'm just so determined to get back to a good routine, and Salah feels the same way. He actually went back yesterday because he started a new job today. I'm so happy and proud of him. He, in case anyone doesn't know, he is an engineer, so he's just switched companies to do something that's more related to like what he wants to get into and his passions, and we're both just like trying to elevate ourselves and work on our careers, figuring out what our passions are. I'm just like in the middle of rebranding. Let me finish getting ready, and then my family's actually headed out to dinner to a restaurant that Amber really wants to go to. I will be back. So we've had Persia locked up in this room. Hi, baby. And she's like able to open the door, so we had to jam the shoe. But this is like our office space. and it's just best for you that you're in there. We're also in the middle of getting like our house kind of like redone. Hi Navi, this is our other kid Navi. And currently it's getting painted. We just like redid the floors to kind of like this hardwood tile thing. And yeah, it's been like a summer of renovations. And then here's our last cat, Chip. He's an orange guy. Okay, let me just do a quick fit check. I actually don't even know if this looks good. This is a dress that I thrifted in Amber's Nikes. Hi! What are you doing? I'm vlogging tonight. Everyone's ready to go. I'm gonna take Amber's car.
Remotely. Oh really? Did you get send you email?
So weird. How did you like dinner, Mom?
Oh, it was so much fun.
Yeah, Mom really liked it because there's a lot of vegetarian options for her. Dad, how did you like dinner?
I think it's good. I like it. Variety,
Yes.
different taste. I enjoyed it.
And
yeah.
you tried raw fish.
Oh my god, for the first time.
Yes.
I like the artichokes a lot.
Yeah, we're artichoke girlies. And now we're headed to Mitchell's to get ice cream.
Back it's
At Mitchell's. If you know, you know.
Tell me what we need to do. Just look at it or eat?
Well, only Mom and Amber. No, you just eat as normal. Dad's not in it, sorry.
Sure. No problem.
No, Dad has to be in it.